Hello there, it's Accelerator Tutorials by Sunita Dubey. This video which I have prepared, it deals with the extract-based questions of Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Dear students, it takes a lot of patience, hard work and concentration to prepare these videos. So it's a request to you that please don't leave them halfway. Listen to them till the end because it will be very helpful to you. So let's start the first extract. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. Questions related to this stanza. First question, name the poem and the poet. Answer, the name of the poem is Keeping Quiet, composed by Pablo Neruda. Question number 2, what does 12 indicate? Answer, 12 indicates the 12 digits in the clock, the 12 months, as well as the main 12 yogic asanas. Question number 3. What does the poet want by telling us to keep still? Answer. By telling us to keep still, the poet wants us to introspect. Question number 4. Mention the poetic devices used here. Answer. The poetic devices used here are alliteration and antithesis. The example of alliteration is we will, and the example of antithesis is count and still. Second extract. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Questions related to this stanza. First question, what does the poet want us to do? Answer, the poet wants us to keep quiet for a second and control our activities. Question number 2, explain, let's not speak in any language. It means we should not speak the language which hurts the feeling of others, language which causes disputes, fights, or any abusive language. Question number 3. What does he mean by not move our arms so much? Answer. By not moving our arms so much means to control our activities. Question number 4. Mention the poetic devices used in this stanza. Answer. The poetic devices used in this stanza are anopora and pun. Example of anopora, let's not speak, let's stop, since it is repeated in 2 consecutive lines. Next, arms is the pun here, which has 2 meanings. One means hand and the other means weapon. Extract number 3. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Now, questions related to this extract. First question, what would the moment be like? Answer, the moment would be exotic and strange. Question number 2, mention the poetic devices used in the second, third and fourth line. Answer, the poetic devices used here are repetition and alliteration. Second line, repetition example is without rush, without engine. Without is repeated again and again. In the third and the fourth line, alliteration, the example is we would and sudden strangeness. Question number 3. Why would the moment be exotic and strange? Answer. The moment would be exotic and strange because all human beings would be together for the first time. Question number 4. What does without engine symbolize? Answer. Without engine symbolizes that machinery would stop and people would have time to come together. So here it also is related with the noise pollution and the air pollution. Extract number 4. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Questions related to this stanza. Question number 1. What do fishermen symbolize? Fishermen symbolize the tyrants, the killers, the terrorists who kill the innocent people. Question number 2. What do fishermen do in the cold sea? Answer. The fishermen hunt or kill the whales in the cold seas. Question number 4. What should the man gathering salt do? Answer. The man gathering salt should stop for a second to look at his hurt hands. Question number 4. Mention the poetic device used in the last line. Answer. The poetic device used in the last line is alliteration. Example, his hurt hand. Extract number 5. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Questions related to this stanza. Question number 1. Who are those in the above lines? Answer. Those refer to the scientists, the environmentalists, the politicians and the warmongers. Question number 2. What type of wars are mentioned here? Answer. Wars such as green wars, wars with gas and wars with fire are mentioned here. Question number 3. What should the warmongers do? Answer. The warmongers should put on clean clothes. Now here, clean clothes, it symbolizes the purity of mind and thought. Question number 4. What type of victory will it be? Answer. It will be a victory with no survivors. Means no one will be alive to celebrate the victory. Actually, only 4 questions are asked in the stanzas, but this is an important question. So this is the 5th question. Mention the poetic device used in this stanza. See here, the poetic devices used here are alliteration, metaphor, and even imagery. For example, clean clothes. Clean clothes, it is an alliteration because CC is coming together. Then clean clothes, it is also a metaphor, and clean clothes is also imagery or symbol because it symbolizes the purity of mind and thought. The other example is a metaphor, that is in the shade. In the shade is a metaphor, example of metaphor. Extract number 6. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. Questions related to this stanza. Question number 1. What does total inactivity mean? Answer. Total inactivity means to sit idle and do nothing. Question number 2. What is life about? Answer. Life is about living it in any situation, whether good or bad. Question number 3. What should not be associated with death? Answer. According to the poet, keeping quiet should not be associated with death. Question number 4. Explain what I want should not be confused. Answer. Here the poet vision should not be confused. His vision is to keep quiet or to introspect. That should not be confused with total inactivity. Extract number 7. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Questions related to this stanza. What is man single-minded about? Answer. Man is single-minded about completing his own desire and achieving his own goals. Question number 2. Explain threatening our lives with death. Answer. It means to become so fearful and afraid that you think of ending your life. Question number 3. Who does we refer to? We refers to the entire mankind. Question number 4. Why does the poet want us to do nothing for once? Answer. The poet wants us to stop and do nothing for once so that at that time we could introspect. 8th extract. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. The questions related to this stanza. Question number 1. What does the earth teach us? Answer. The earth teaches us that silence and stillness are productive. Question number 2. Mention the poetic device used in the first line and last 2 lines. Answer. The poetic device used in the first line is personification and last 2 lines is antithesis. Example of personification is earth because the poet has personified earth as mother who teaches her children the lesson of life. Example of antithesis, count and quiet. Question number 3. What is always alive when everything seems dead? Answer. Nature is always alive when everything seems dead. Question number 4. What is the significance of keeping quiet? Answer. The significance of keeping quiet is self-analysis or introspection. That's all. Thank you, my dear children, for listening so patiently. I hope this video will be very, very helpful to you all. So, I'll be back again with the extract of Mother at 66. See you. Bye till then.